Today we're going to take a quick overview of how we can use SeeSaw to help in our classroom instruction. This is a very basic overview. We will also have a follow-up video that will go into some more of the advanced features. I've gone to app.seesaw.me. I can also use the SeeSaw class app on an iOS or Android device, and I've created an account. From here I'm going to go in and create a new class. I can name this class whatever might fit my needs. Maybe it's your kindergarten class or your second grade reading group. Whatever you need to name it, and you can have multiple classes. You can go in and say what the class name is and choose your grade level. This grade level will help your student, but will also help when it comes to choosing some of the activities from the activity library as well. So I'm going to say that this is my class from first grade. Now when I go in and create that class, I can see I now have this blank template. A quick overview you'll see is this little wrench here will take us in to change some of our settings. One thing I'd recommend is if you have a student or class that might have multiple SeeSaw classes to go into, by default every one of them is this blue ocean color. Change up some of your colors just so when they see the different colors, they're going to see the different classes that are available. You will also say, how do your students sign in? If it's on a shared device, or do you have one-to-one devices, or are they using an email account? You can pick that, and then the best part is SeeSaw will walk you through how to set up your students based on your settings that you pick here. You'll also see that you can add in other teachers, so if you have a co-teacher or a special education teacher that you want to add to the class, you can invite that teacher to also be a teacher inside this class. So there are a few settings you can look through here. One key thing that can be really nice, especially with the home-based instruction, is this ability for family access. If you enable family access, this allows families to get in and see the content that their students are working on. By enabling family access, you get a few more settings here, and when you click on each of them, there'll be the ability to invite parents based on your student class. You have some more advanced features that we'll look at another time, such as blogs and folders. But you can see that there are quite a lot of settings you can look at in your class. But now that I have my first settings done, I'm going to close it out, and I'm going to take a look around and get some students into my class. So down here I can see the access buttons now for add students and add families. I'm going to add a student. If you want them using their Google account, if they already have a Google account, you can say, yes, I want to use Google account. Or if you say no, it'll just ask you how else to do it. So I'm going to say, yes, we'll use their Google accounts today. When I do that, I get access for my students. Your students can use the app or they can use a device, and they're going to have this code right here to be able to put in. With this code, they'll go in and put in these numbers, and they will simply just type them in, and then it will ask them to log in with their Google account. Now if you're not using a Google account, I'll show you the difference here. You say that we're doing shared devices. We just go in and add in each of our students, and you can always come in and add more students. And now we have this really great poster that you can print. So it prints a student sign-in poster. Now if you're doing this via email, you can send this to mom and dad and say, here's a QR code for your class. They say, I'm a student. It walks them through exactly what they need to do, and they can get right into your class. SeeSaw has made this really easy and user-friendly to get in and get your students in class. So now I have my two students, and I can start working and giving my students some different activities. If I click the big green add button, I can post student work, assign an activity, or send an announcement. When you start out, you'll probably just want to send an announcement and welcome them to class. You can also add attachments. So sometimes you might have a weekly schedule you want to add, or you may have some kind of other picture you want to add. You can add that in as an attachment. And anytime there's an attachment feature inside of SeeSaw, you can see that we can do photos, drawings, videos, links, notes, or upload content from your computer or iPad. And I'm going to say I want to send this to all of my students right now. Notice that drop down though allows me to send to family members or students and family members. And when I'm all done, I click send now. So now there's a new announcement out there to my students, and it welcomes them to our online class. The other pieces I can add are posting some student work or assigning activities. The activity library is this large collection throughout the community of activities that have already been pre-created. In this time where we've had so many homebound students, this library is getting larger and larger by the week. So you can go in and type in a content that you might be looking for, whether it's something as big as creative thinking, or if you're getting into, here's remote learning for first grade, there's 29 activities you can do. And you can go through, look at the activity, and here's what the activity looks like. They have some step-by-step directions that they have to do. Sometimes an activity might have audio, might have video to give students instructions. And if you want it, you can use it and assign it to your class right there. I say, I'm going to assign this to my class and assign it to one class. So I can assign it to my class. So what's going to happen now is the students, when they're signed in, they're going to see that activity and then they're going to respond. You can also go in and create your own. If you go to the My Library, you can create a new activity at any time. I like to start with the ones that are in the community so I can see kind of the flow and how they build it, but I can go through then and create any type of activity for my students. The nice thing to do with activities is also to have a template. So if you have a PDF of a worksheet or a clock face maybe for a math activity, you could put that template in there and all of your students then can annotate on top of that PDF or picture file that you might have. It really can be a nice way for your students to interact. So when you're getting into SeeSaw for the first time, the things to remember are you can go in and create all sorts of different activities. You can really use it as a communication engine between yourself and your students and your families. So be sure to get in there, build your class, invite the teachers necessary, and get students and families connected.